well. But if I had empty in my backyard, she would keep it every day. Emily she's 37 years old. She just celebrated her 16th year working for Walgreens. She works for Walgreens one day a week, Wednesdays, and she stocks the shelves, and her favorite part of that is the candy aisle. Making sure that all the Reese's peanut butter cups are in order or whatever. I hope that I'm putting you in your pocket. She is really a blessing to our family, and all sorts of challenges that come with that. Today, I'm working attends Empower Online program that is really near and dear to us. It's remote learning. That started sort of started to thrive with program. And so today, my daughter spends 20 hours a week online with that program. She can plug in from anywhere. There's, I guess, an internet connection, so you can plug in from Missouri or other places where you've gone. And I want to give a shout out to several of those people involved with that. Our first connection to FD, by the way, I want to thank Kim and where's Kim at? Kim is really responsible for keeping in this role today, and it's been the best thing in my life in terms of serving nonprofits. And so Kim and I had coffee one morning, and she mentioned this FD online learning program. And boy, the light bulb went on, and I thought, that's how I can connect my daughter to FD. And so we got her connected. And today, 4 days a week, she's in FD online. There's 4 classes a day, 4 hours each day, for 4 to 5 days. And Evan Roy, who is just a treasure to our family, treasure to FD, is just a tremendous person in terms of how many of you have ever had issues with Zoom call? We all have. And so imagine having maybe 5, 10, 15 HIPsters in the Zoom call. It does it wonderfully, and my daughter knows how to play the Zoom call better than I do these days. So Evan is just a saint in our family. He has an assistant named Lisa Powell. Lisa is a volunteer. She works with Bank of America. Lisa is unbelievable as an art teacher online. My daughter signed up for an art class online. How'd that go? But it's amazing how my daughter's art skills have improved so much to the point today where she colors and draws up Christmas cards, birthday cards, anniversary cards, and send them out to her friends or her family. It's a much more personal way. It's all these art skills that Lisa has taught her, so I want to give a shout out to Lisa. And lastly, Shelley, Shelley's here. There she is. Shelley is responsible for that program, and Shelley does a great job. Does an awesome service for every for all our families. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of you again. The HIPsters in the room helped put this together and participating on stage in a little bit. I want to thank the MD staff for doing such a great job every day, helping our HIPsters and putting on this today. Thanks to all of you supporters, visitors today for the time perhaps. There's no better nonprofit organization in Texas or the United States that I'm aware of. It's been really a blessing for my family. Bank of Texas is really proud of me for being sponsoring this year for this breakfast. Thank you all for that. I haven't seen Charmaine. Is Charmaine around? Charmaine's on. Without her, I talked to her last year after recording this meeting last year at this time. Just how great this facility is, and had it working from the past. And none of
guys are getting up early on a Friday to let us talk to you for a little bit this morning. It's amazing to think about where I've come from since this last event. I was exactly my 5th day at My Possibilities in 2024 when this happened. Don't ask me a word of what came out of my mouth last year because it's a blur. I have no idea what I said, even what I would have said after 5 days on the job. But man, what a year it's been. Before we start to talk about that, though, I do want to thank all of our My Possibility board members who have attended this morning, from the board of directors, our foundation board, our MP residential board. If you're a volunteer board member at My Possibilities, would you raise your hand and let us clap at you? They put so much time into this place, in all good ways, by the way. We would not be the organization we are today without the amazing volunteer leadership that has guided, directed, forged the path for this organization. So thank you. I also want to recognize all the Corporate Engagement Council members who are with us today, Dave included. But if you're a Corporate Engagement Council member, would you raise your hand and let us recognize you? Of course, it's the generous philanthropic support of so many in the community that allow us to serve HIPsters each and every day. And it wouldn't happen near to the scale that it does today without the generous support of our corporate engagement council members. So I want to thank you. And then finally, I can honestly say they don't get near enough recognition, but our team of executives at My Possibilities that put up with me on a daily basis and really do the work of MP in amazing ways. I want to recognize them. Shelley Crowder, our Chief Program Officer, Leslie Anderson, our Chief Financial Officer, Don Fazel, our Chief HR Officer, and then Kim Roosevelt, our Chief Development Officer. Thank you guys. Showing up to work every day. Thank you, even at 7:30 in the morning. So 2024 was an incredible year for My Possibilities. When you think about organizations that have to go through significant leadership change, it can break a lot of different ways. And we've seen it happen both in for-profit companies and nonprofit organizations. And the leadership, the people who have invested so much time in this organization, was amazing to see it rise up around the significant change that happened with My Possibilities this past year. And when you think about that change, just surviving it is a major accomplishment for a lot of us. But when you look back over the past year and see everything that, in spite of the new guy trying to figure out where the bathroom is every day, and getting up to speed as quickly as possible to what was actually accomplished, it's pretty amazing. As of today, we are serving more HIPsters than at any point in time in our organization's 18-year history. 602 HIPsters every week. We have an admissions team. Actually, they're behind those closed doors right there. Work at admissions that did an absolutely incredible job. We admitted more new HIPsters in 2024 by a wide margin, more than any other year in our history. We had a waiting list of families trying to get their family members here to receive services, and they jumped in and really worked through that waiting list and helped them access services here at MP in a historic way for us. In addition to that, our services historically have started around the time that a HIPster leaves ISD world, will leave high school. begin that transition out of high school effectively into my possibilities to start serving earlier individuals with special needs. Not only because there aren't enough services, transition services out there to begin with, but also we saw as we were admitting more new HIPsters that the need to help them navigate that transition was even more important. Because we don't want to drive big numbers if people are coming and going and we're not able to have the impact that we envisioned for those folks. And so we started camps for individuals with special needs aged 14 to 22. And it's been a terrific program partnering with Plano ISD and other schools. Have really helped us. We started in the summertime. And now we're looking at those fall break week, spring break week, those times when we can bring kids from Plano ISD to my possibilities to start to get them acclimated to this place and help them navigate the transition. As we know, creating a longer glide path is everything. So now we've started to build that runway out for them. So we're serving more, but we're also recognizing the need to create transition systems to allow us to impact more as well. I think that's important for us. Also, I don't think it is without mention. We wrapped up a capital campaign that built this employment innovation school that you're sitting in our cafeteria. $30 million capital campaign led by Kim Roosevelt, our Chief Development Officer. And when you come off a capital campaign, maintaining your fundraising capacity is really important. Not only because you have more expenses, but you have a building to fill. So it's a critical moment in time. In addition to the leadership transition last year, to be wrapping up the capital campaign and looking for ways to sustain yourself philanthropically and to be able to afford the lovely new space that you can operate in is really important. And Kim and our development team, I think all of them are here today with the help of so many volunteers and board members, corporate engagement council members, did an incredible job. And in 2024, we ended the year with our largest single annual fundraising year ever. They raised $4.7 million for my hospital. Thank you for helping this morning. So 2024 was an unbelievable year. But as you can imagine, we started thinking beyond 2024 pretty early on to figure out what is the path for my possibilities from this point forward. Before I started my possibilities, I was with another disability service nonprofit for 11 years, a national nonprofit, the largest disability services nonprofit in the country. And I was able to see disability services in several different states that I covered in my position with them, in addition to a network of folks throughout the country that I got to know really well and how they did disability services. And the thing that really struck me when I started to talk to my possibilities about this opportunity is that in all my work, and all the folks that I know in the disability world, I never saw a place like my possibility. And the opportunity to do something truly special here was unbelievable. And so I know it's hard to understand and see when you show up here every day and receive the services and we go about our business. But this truly is a special place. And it gives us the opportunity to create a network, a universe of services in one place that can truly be a model for communities across the country. And we've really started looking into what does that look like for my hospital? How do we take the amazing program, the amazing organization that so many have poured into for the last 17 years? We haven't crossed the finish line. We've crossed 0 finish lines after 17 years. One of the things in 2025, we're so excited to be able to, I think, get to the point where I can stand up here in front of you all and talk about is our residential program. Charmaine, we still have the infamous napkin, the Starbucks napkin up in our boardroom, where Charmaine, 17 years ago, and several other founders, mapped out the roadmap for my house. Meaningful day out, employment, and residential. We've been working on the residential part of that napkin for a long time, and there's been some incredible investment effort put into it. Many of you may be aware we bought a golf course in Garland that was going to be transformed and developed into a community, inclusive community for HIPsters and their family members. COVID and many other factors didn't make that a reality from an affordability standpoint. And so we had to pivot hard in 2024. With the amazing leadership of Roy Atwood, who's here today, the chair of our residential board, Bennett Ratliff, who joined the residential board to specifically help guide us through this revisioning process for our residential program. Thrilled to say that we have a very real, tangible plan to house HIPsters in residential solutions in 2025. And that is significant. When you look at it, a year ago, my first month on the job is when we realized we needed to pivot hard. The progress that's been made has been incredible. So there will be more news to come in this year. But keep an ear to the ground because we are planning on rolling out an entire suite of residential solutions that can meet the needs of any family with a HIPster at my possibilities for residential solutions. Our first ever inaugural brand new residential coordinator, Christopher Clapperton, who's with us today, just joined us 2 weeks ago. So we actually have staff working on this full time now, bringing the focus to it that it requires. But we're so excited to be able to finally bring that last corner of the napkin online in 2025 with my possibilities. In addition to that, many of you may have noticed when you drove in some new basketball hoops that we're transforming a parking lot into a makeshift basketball court. There's going to be some striping that happens. But that's just the first of what will become the new MP Sports Complex that we'll start working on this spring. Again, with the help of super volunteer Ben Ratliff, who's helped us head up all of the contracting and the construction, project management, and everything. We'll have a basketball court out here. Him and the development team raise money for a putting green, thanks to the Jordan Sweet Foundation. Bennett talked the vendor into throwing in a free bocce ball court on top of it. I don't know what that is yet, but we can find it out. And then we've been working with our friends with Bessie Dallas. I saw work here earlier with Bessie Dallas, who's been an incredible partner with us throughout this process, and Jimmy Smith, the COO up there, to actually relocate our soccer fields to this front corner of the property. And that's an important move for us because it connects the fields more closely to the programming that can happen in this building. Right now, to be able to utilize those fields anytime other than a Saturday morning soccer league requires HIPsters to walk across parking lots and traffic. To be able to connect those fields to the programming that happens here will be significant and transformational for us. And the lights are coming too. So, we'll look forward to moving that project forward. The first half here in 2025. But we're excited. It will also include some fencing, of course, between us and the Northwest Turnpike right here that will allow us to make ourselves more visible and obvious from a marketing standpoint. So we'll be able to hang banners, recognize sponsors, announce new programming, enrollment, and we're excited about how it can raise our profile here in North Texas Another thing that I think is critically important here, the board is starting week after next. Tim McHugh, a longtime board member and HIPster dad here, has agreed to lead our first ever strategic planning committee of the board. And starting next month, we'll start a conversation with the community, with everyone included, families, staff, community partners, elected officials, to really start to map out what does impact look like for my possibilities between now and 2030. It'll be our roadmap to figure out what does that next step look like for us to achieve our dream of making Plano the most inclusive community in America. My possibility will be a leader in that effort, and we're privileged and honored to start the conversation about what specifically and tangibly that might look like in the next 5 years. The goal is that by our August board meeting this year, we'll have a 2030 strategic plan coming back to the board of directors for approval. That will give us that roadmap to 2030. And so starting next year, 2026, will be the first year that we start implementing that. So much more to come on that. We've given ourselves plenty of time to think big, to dream, but also to make sure that simultaneously the plan is executable, because it's a dream is just a dream if you can't execute. And so we'll start working on that effort with the board, with Tim leading the way, to start that conversation with the community to see what that next generation of impact looks like for that. And then finally, I would mention in 2025, we're excited to launch what we're calling the Employ Network. Our Employment Innovation School started offering tracks of trainable skills for our HIPsters a year ago. And through our 4 tracks, I'll put myself on the spot, retail, admin, facilities, and culinary. I got it. And hospitality, so there's 5. All right, we're already growing. We launched those programs, celebrated this past fall in this cafeteria. We graduated 23 HIPsters in the inaugural graduating class of our Employment Innovation School. Many of you were here. If you weren't, would strongly encourage you to keep an ear to the ground when the next graduation is, because as you can imagine, it's a graduation unlike any other. It's truly inspiring to see our graduates cross this stage and get their diplomas from the Employment Innovation School. And so that's a milestone for us, but now we're not satisfied with that. We're equipping HIPsters with skills. We also recognize that it's important to be able to match employers interested in inclusive hiring to those HIPsters. And so we're going to start working both ends of the inclusive employment spectrum this year. Now that we have our tracks built, we want to start to build a community of employers in North Texas who are interested in inclusive hiring in any way, shape, or form, to be able to have a place to come and connect with other employers that share that same interest and passion. And so the Employee Network will be launching later in 2025. We'll have more news about that. We've been recruiting volunteer leadership that I'm very excited about, who aren't probably prepared to have their names spoken in public yet, but will be shortly. And we've created another new position, an Employee Network Manager, that we'll be bringing on board in the next 90 days, again, to help be the face in the community for employers interested in getting involved in inclusive hiring in any way, shape, or form. So we're excited to take the Employment Innovation School from the 4 or however many walls of this building out into the community and start connecting HIPsters with employers interested in hiring them in meaningful employment. So that's what we have coming in 2025. Lots to do, lots to accomplish, but so excited to be able to bring that dream on the back of the napkin 17 years ago to life, to see see how it's impacted so many friends, family, neighbors to date has been inspiring, but we barely scratched the surface. We have so much to do. We're looking forward to working with everyone in this room to bring that vision to life in the coming years. So thank you for being here and helping us make that reality. Okay, enough of me. At this point, we're going to let the HIPsters do the talking. And Shelley Crowder, our Chief Program Officer, is going to host a panel of HIPsters. They dressed up for you guys in amazing ways today. I didn't even recognize them on the order. But we're thrilled to have them here. We're thrilled to hear from them. So Shelley, take it away.
Our mission here at Possibilities has always been to empower our hugely important people by providing innovative programs that foster independence and growth and inclusion. Today we have an incredible panel of individuals and their parents who are going to share some of their insights with us about the programs that they've been participating in and what changes and improvements that's making to their lives. From education and vocational training to social engagements and therapy services, I'm excited to hear from our HIPsters how My Possibilities is helping them to reach their goals. So, thank you for being here today and for your continued support of our mission. Please help me welcome our panelists. We have Kason and his father, Jeff. Jessica and her mother, Baby. And Nikki and his mother, Steph. All right, Kason, tell us which program do you attend here at My Possibilities?
I attend both programs, EIS and my culinary.
Amazing. What do you enjoy about attending both programs?
I like reading all the classes, like learning the skills, and also being with all my really good buddies and friends.
Do you have a favorite class?
And I think one of my favorite classes I've done is also like the EIS, which I attended of like the culinary track.
That's amazing. What did you learn in the culinary track?
I like the culinary track. I learned like all the appliances, like the grills and everything. I learned like everything like in the kitchen.
That's awesome. Did you earn any special licenses or certifications while you were in that culinary track?
I did. I received my food handler's license and my liquor license as well.
So now Kason is ready to serve you food or alcohol. And Kason, would you like to pass the mic over to Jeff? Jeff, can you tell us a little bit about how you've seen Kason grow during his time in both programs?
Yes, Kason has been a HIPster, and of course, he, as Tod mentioned, he was one of the inaugural graduates of this. Yes, one of the inaugural graduates is here, his doctorate in culinary. The main thing that we have noticed about Kason is that certainly he has always enjoyed being a HIPster, and in the lifelong learning program, he has fashioned himself to be quite the representative of the athletic teams, and he's always enjoyed all the things that they do over there. But being able to be involved in the EIS program has really given him a new sense of accomplishment. We had a framed degree on the wall, which we had to activate. Yeah. So he's really gotten a whole lot more confident, and I would just, can anyone here raise their hand? Does anyone here have a food handling license or a liquor serving license? Because I bet you don't. Okay, one, sure. Okay. That guy's pretty cool too. But he's really sprouted. So,
What difference has it made for your family through Kason's
anyone who is a special needs family can kind of relate to the social isolation, the feelings that we're not sure what lies in the future. And, I know that weighed heavy on him as he was talking about he'd like to get a job, or he'd like to do things. And one of the great things about my possibilities is it's really preparing our HIPsters for making a contribution in life, and being able to see him get excited about being able to have a job. He has many dream jobs. Right now it's web worker, so
One of them.
okay. So most of it is doctor working fast food, but he's very excited about being able to be a part of society.
Thank you for sharing that. Next, we're going to hear from Ms. Jessica. Jessica, can you tell us what programs you attend here at My Possibilities?
I attend the Employment Innovation School.
Awesome. What do you enjoy about attending the Employment Innovation School?
I have 5 different classes I'm taking. I was part of the retail facility, the culinary and hospitality administrative.
Do you have a favorite one?
My culinary experience when I was in culinary, when I got my actual full learners and my liquor license as well.
Jessica was also one of our graduates this year. We're very proud of her. Jessica, what do you think you've learned in your time in the Employment Innovation School?
I've learned that a little bit about computers, how to use a computer, how to do in my administrative class, we do talk about how to use the printer, how to use the scanner, and different other aspects of the computer in administration. I enjoy it, and I would like to someday get a job working in administration.
That's awesome. That sounds like some transferable skills to me. Maybe, what have you seen, how have you seen Jessica grow during her time in the program?
Oh my goodness, I don't think I have enough time in the day, but Jessica has really grown. She started out in the Learning Center, the Lifelong Learning Center, and then transitioned over to EIS. Just from her communication skills, her ability to be more independent, her social skills, all of those things have helped her grow here. You know, that's what I've seen the most here at MP. Not only that, but just being able to be in the community, to present herself, to live more independently. Jessica actually lives in her own place. She lives independently in her own place. So those skills.
Do you think the skills that she's learned has helped her be able to have that opportunity to live more independently?
Oh, most definitely. Just even, when you look at the things that she's done, culinary, she's able to work with, knives and work with more hot food. You look at even facility class and teaching her, the different mops and brooms and things like that. Even retail, she takes more interest in, ironing and pressing her clothes and washing her own laundry and things like that. So those skills that she's learned here in the EIS program has definitely transitioned over into making her a more independent person at home.
What impact have you seen for your family through Jessica's continued education?
I would say just for her social skills, being able to interact in public, knowing how to speak to people that, that she meets on the street and not being necessarily scared and nervous. Being able to, I would say, cook independently and just transition, just the overall transition and what it has done for her. Being able to perform, things that, as a parent, being told that your child will never do, and then you see your child doing all these sorts of things. They were little being told they'll never be able to do this, and now being able to take these skills that they've learned here and now have a potential of having a job. And just the overall self-satisfaction, even when she received her food handler's license and her beverage license, that sense of accomplishment was big. It was so proud. She came home and said, you know, look what I did. It was such a huge accomplishment. So for her, it's been great.
That's awesome. It is a huge accomplishment. Next, we're going to hear from Nikki. Nikki, can you tell us which program you attend here at My
I
Possibilities?
attend the lifelong learning center.
Awesome. What do you enjoy most about attending lifelong learning?
The classes, hanging out with my friends,
Do you have a favorite class or a favorite activity?
bowling.
Bowling's popular. Has your bowling score improved? What do you think that you've learned from your time here at My Possibilities, Nikki?
Making friends, treating people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. Steph, how have you seen Nikki grow during his time here in the program?
So I think it's a theme, and I'm hearing from just about any HIPster's parent at class, but we see so much of an increase in his confidence, his self-confidence. The idea that 3 years ago, 4 years ago, Nikki would get up on stage in front of this many people and speak. It had been unthinkable, and he was, 2 years ago, he was the lead in one of the HIPster showcases. At the time, I thought, I don't know, but they said, no, he can do it, and he memorized so many lines, and he got up in front of so many people to speak. That's showing that many people. It's an amazing just lead and self-confidence, and he believes in himself and knows he's awesome.
So your self-confidence is definitely a theme from everyone. Steph, what impact do you feel like it's made on your family, Nikki having this opportunity to participate?
So, to me, as a parent, what you want is for your child, no matter what their abilities level is, you want them to have a place where they belong. You want your child to find their place in the world. And for us, to see him become part of this community, and to see him be embraced and appreciated and challenged and inspired, he comes home and he'll say, Mom, Jessica is living in an apartment by herself. Do you think I could ever do that? My friend so-and-so got a job this week. Do you think I could ever do that? So he's challenged, he's inspired. It's not just the spaces where we show up and we go home. It's every day is something that he's learning from his friends, whether it's how to handle a difficult situation, how to be empathetic. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing to be able to see him sort of take his place in that community and really be a part of something.
That's awesome. That's our goal here in Indeed, is to help everybody live their most fulfilled life, whatever that means for them. And the partnerships that you help us have to bring those things to fruition, this is the result of that. It's increased confidence, increased skill and ability, increased access to the community and beyond our Plano community, opportunities to do things that they've never maybe would have had an opportunity to do and didn't think they could do. And we do know that they can. And, you know, we work very hard every day to provide those opportunities for them. So we appreciate your partnership with us in helping us do that every single day. That's why we come here every day, is to make sure that they have the opportunities that they have, and we couldn't do it alone. It takes partnership with our families and our HIPsters, and the dedication of our staff, and the dedication of partners just like you for us to be able to do what we love to do every day. So I want to thank our panelists. You did an amazing job. And I just want to thank you all one more time.
many of you all know that before I got involved in my possibilities, I've had the privilege and blessing to be a mom to two girls, but my youngest daughter, who's turning 21 next weekend, Caroline, will be a future minister here. And what Jeff said really resonated. As a parent, our biggest fears was what happened to our kids. And I think that's true of our typical, I have a typical daughter as well, but particularly so when we have kids who have neurological developmental disabilities. And I have to say, without doubt, I do not worry because I know when Caroline turns 22, she's going to be a HIPster here, she's going to be a part of this program. And it literally brought tears to my eyes hearing about the inspiration of what we do every day. And the reality is we could not do any of that without you all. We had, as you heard from Tod, as overseeing our fundraising department, we had a phenomenal year. You all showed up this past year for us, and I cannot tell you how grateful you are. You know, there are so many ways to give, and I promise I'm not going to ask you for money today. I'll do that later on. I won't let you all fall here, but I just want to say thank you today. I also want to recognize that there are many of you all who have chosen to give in unique ways. We tend to think that we just kind of write a check or we volunteer our time, but we also have a legacy society, and that's for people who have named my possibilities in their will, or maybe as a beneficiary of a life insurance policy. So if you are a member of the legacy society, I'd love to just recognize you. You'll raise your hand and just let us say thank you to you. We are grateful. I know we have several of you in the room today, so thank you. I would be remiss to not let you all know that our next major event, where we will be sure to ask you guys for money, is our community ball, which is on May 3rd. And if you have not been to our community ball, you need to show up. I always tell people it may not be the fanciest gala in Dallas, but it will be the most heartfelt, special evening you'll ever be a part of because it's also our HIPster's prom. And so we will have anywhere 800 plus individuals who will meet down in the Hyatt Regency ballroom, where we will have a fun night and you wear really comfortable shoes because you'll all be on the dance floor the whole time with our HIPsters. And I am thrilled to announce, I cannot tell you the theme yet because that is top secret. We will be announcing that to our HIPsters on February 10th, and it is a really big deal for them. But we are thrilled that we have our chairs with us, the Skinner family. So John and Rebecca Skinner and Patrick and Sarah Worley, their son JC, the Skinner son, has been a HIPster here a long time. And so Skinner's and Worley's, if y'all will just raise your hand, let's recognize you. We are so grateful. Marker calendars for May 3rd. We're very excited to have you all there. Again, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I hope you will leave inspired about the difference, the impact that you are making every single day right here at My Possibilities. If you are new and have not been to NU before, we would love to have a chance to tour you around this incredible campus for higher learning. So if you want to meet right over here, kind of where Shelly and Amanda is over there in our blue, we'd be delighted to give you guys a tour. But thank you for joining us and have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend.